Hello, filthies. Casual Kaylee here. Let's stop and enjoy the ether. So you're either looking to try a new MMO or you've heard about AION 2 and wondering if you should play it. Well, everyone has to decide for themselves, but what I can do is share my experience and see if anything I say helps you make a decision. Spoiler alert, the TLDR version is the game is free, so really I don't see a reason to not try it and make up your own mind. But anyways, I've been playing on the Taiwan servers, and as my name implies, I'm a casual. So over the last 2 months or so, I've put in about 100 hours into the game. I can't give you min-max details or what pushing endgame content is like, but I can tell you that having not spent a penny, I've had a great time over those 100 or so hours. Now, to be honest, because of all the negativity I saw, I thought the game was going to be horrible. I heard so much about how...
Często spotykam się z tym na Reddicie, że ludzie piszą jakiś post, że jest bardzo dużo hejtu w kierunku AIONa 2, a sami wchodzą do gry i okazuje się, że gra im się w tę grę bardzo, ale to bardzo przyjemnie.
It was just a mobile game and pay to win slop, and the main reason I even downloaded it is I love character creators, and that's the one good thing I heard about it, so I figured I'd give it a shot, and the outfits looked cute too, and it was free, so I figured why not. As for my history with playing MMOs, well, I tend to enjoy Korean MMOs over Western ones, generally due to the style and the combat. I did play AION 1 for a little while, but I never fully got into it. It never clicked with me, as open world griefing, giving or receiving, brings me zero pleasure. My all-time favorite MMO was Terra. Getting my full Vision Maker gear from Manaya's Core Hard mode is still my ultimate gaming flex. Since then, I have been into Black Desert and Final Fantasy XIV, but of course, like most MMO players, I've played way more than that. Those are just my favorites. So why am I playing AION 2? Watch out, major filth incoming, smelly casual takes, so you've been warned. The game appeals to me because I love fashion. I have a closet with like 50 pairs of heels, so collecting them in a game is actually a major appeal to me, along with the cute outfits. Yeah, you can call me a weirdo. I love the fan service and the Gooner Bait outfits. And don't lie, you do too. And then just the overall graphics and how the world and characters look, I find really beautiful. Yes, I'm vain. I like pretty things. Next, the world doesn't feel wasted. Everything feels like it feeds into your character. Once you hit level 45, the map becomes the same level as you, and your item level will still trivialize things after a while, but at least everything is your level. Side quests, even while leveling, give you powerful benefits. Side quests could arguably be considered more important than gear as far as how powerful the character progression they offer is. Grinding mobs in the open world gets you pets, which are your mounts, but mounts also give permanent stats and progression, so grinding those open world mobs gives you massive account-wide benefits. Even doing the fun little mini games will give your character actual progression. Next, I love little details. They make a game for me. AION 2 has some wonderful little details where the camera zooms in tight when opening heavy doors. When you zoom in on your character's face, sometimes they will smile or even wink at you, or NPCs with side quests call out to you. None of this is particularly game-changing, but little touches like this really feel amazing to me. Now, traversal is so much fun. Yes, there is autopathing, which is actually kind of nice because you can move your camera, look around, and enjoy the world. And you use this for like A to B travel, but flight is so much fun because it's limited. In other games, you fly over and just skip the world. I'd argue even more than skipping the world with autopathing. But in AION 2's flight, being limited is a fun balance of fly and then glide and then get the most distance and then
bardzo fajny materiał. Podoba mi się to, że mogę usłyszeć spojrzenie osoby, która gra w zupełnie inny sposób. Po prostu sobie biega, bije mopki, zbiera sobie skiny butów. Cieszy się grą na swój własny sposób.
Be aware of your height, so when it runs out, you land safely. It's actually extremely satisfying to me. Oh, the music is awesome. Finally, I love the combat. It isn't Terra and it is simple, but it's a lot of fun. Getting perfect dodges and triggering skills from different status effects is really cool. And I expect Final Fantasy XIV Evolved mode, coming with the expansion Evercold, I believe in January, to play extremely similar to Ion 2 combat.
O proszę.
As far as what's currently out, you could compare it to Guild Wars 2 maybe, with a combo system added to it. Overall though, even with bad ping, I truly enjoy the combat and the animations. It makes the moment-to-moment gameplay really fun. So about that elephant in the room, pay to win. To tell you the truth, it doesn't really bother me. I don't like it, but for how I play, being able to buy premium currency from whales so I can get cute shoes is actually a massive win for my wallet. But notice for me, that's what I'm interested in, is outfits and playing dress up. I'm not out to world first or leaderboards, and while I am a filthy casual, I'm not sweaty, so PvP rankings I really could care less about. And let's not pretend like the real pay to win doesn't come from RMT anyway. Another thing is, I do plan to sub. I've been playing MMOs since 2001 with Ultima, and subs are just how I'm used to experiencing the game, and hell, I don't even have to pay a box price for Ion 2. While I empathize with the market being sub-only, no one seems to be fighting Blizzard or Square Enix on the fact that I bought these games at $60 for the base game and more for expansions, but I can't even log in without paying a sub. Honestly, all the content free and being able to actually play Ion 2 without paying money is pretty nice to me. As a comparison, if you're looking for a free-to-play experience, in Final Fantasy XIV, you can't send tells, you can't join a free company, or use the market board until you pay. And once you do pay, you can't play anymore unless you keep paying. Now, no, Ion 2 isn't going to give you years upon years worth of solo story content at no cost. But to me, I don't really see how this is that big of a difference as far as having to pay a sub goes. I think people really just like their outrage to fuel the algorithm. I don't want to spend this whole video on pay-to-win stuff, but I think if you plan to play most MMOs seriously, you're probably paying something, and in most cases, you're likely paying for a sub.
No tak, to jest prawda, nie? To prawda. Prawda. Jak będziesz grać w MMO, to za coś będziesz płacić.
Now, here's the thing. I've been playing on Taiwan servers, and I have spent nothing. I've played totally free, and I've enjoyed it a lot and haven't even really felt compelled to pay. Now again, I'm not trying to do dungeons for 8 hours a day and hit gear cap tomorrow. I'm a casual who plays a couple hours on weeknights and then has a good time on the weekends. Sometimes...
No to jest to, co ja powtarzam też, że autentycznie grając sobie casualowo, to możesz grać free to play, nie musisz nic kupować. I tyle. Po prostu sobie pykasz gierkę.
I don't even have time to use all of the free-to-play version lockouts. I do think the pay-to-win aspect hits hardest for those with FOMO and want to be the top of the game right away, and they'll likely do that and then say there is no content for the game. If you plan to play as a normal player doing all the content the game has to offer, you'll be fine outside of PvP. I'm not going to discuss PvP. There are other creators who will give you much better insight on that aspect of the game. Now, for having a cash shop, I love how many in-game unlockables from skins to mounts there are. The designs of these are really amazing, and I could see even buy-to-play MMOs would be charging $30 per skin or mount for many of what Ion 2 has in the game. Now, the game is far from perfect, but I'm not an overly
Oczywiście.
negative person, and in fact, that's what really drove me to make this channel, was I wanted content that was more positive and focused more on a casual perspective, rather than how to be top PvP or the right way to be the most efficient. I really just want to have fun and play the game. Now, with that, my dirty complaints are way different from what you'll hear from others.
No dawaj.
First, no in-game barber to spend kina at, which is the gold in...
Nie ma fryzjera. Podoba mi się ona. Podoba mi się ona. To, co mi się nie podoba, to, że nie ma fryzjera.
Ion 2. I like to do my open world stuff with my hair down, but when it comes time to do a dungeon, I need to put my hair up. NCSoft, this is a big time gameplay impacting issue for me. I'm gonna wipe my group if my hair gets in my face. Give me a...
Ale czekajcie. Czekajcie. Nie da się związać włosów w Ionie 2? Czekaj. Czekaj. Wydaje mi się, że jest taka możliwość. Dla takich graczy jak ona będzie Guild Wars 3? Dokładnie tak. Dokładnie tak. Zgadza się. Guild Wars 3 właśnie będzie tą grą. Też mam takie wrażenie.
way to at least change my hair without buying a character customization coupon. Speaking of character customization, the style shop is awful. It is like if you took Black Desert's beauty album feature and said, what was this like in beta? And put it into a game. First, you can't use it until after your character is created, so you have to buy a coupon, then you download the design you want from a website. It's not in-game, it's an external website. Then you can't change what it looks like, so you have to buy another coupon to edit the downloaded one. I know Korean players hate this a lot, so I'm dreaming they'll fix it for our release, but I won't hold my breath. The other thing is no in-game dyes that I've found. At least basic ones would be great to have. The customize feature is truly amazing with the materials and all you can do with it, but...
Powiem wam szczerze, że chyba nigdy nie byłem w tej zakładce w grze. Nie mam bladego pojęcia, co tu się dzieje teraz. Znaczy, to widzę, że maluję, ale nie widziałem tego na oczy.
Only in shop sucks because I really just want my gear to match colors. Again, thank you Wales, who will be buying my Kina so that I can dye my dresses. The next one isn't really NCSoft's fault, and I hope it grows into something different. But if you're coming from games like Final Fantasy XIV or Guild Wars 2 that have friendly communities, the Ion 2 community can be pretty toxic, unwelcoming, and elitist. Being free to play when it comes out, I expect global chat to be a horrible, horrible place.
Wiadomo.
I hope to see that change, and I'd like to do my part to make it more welcoming and friendly to experience. So in the future, maybe the community can be talked about alongside those other games as a top community to be a part of. Now,
Nie wiem, no w dalszym ciągu Ion 2 jest grą... Kurczę. To jest gra, w której można się spocić, nie? Bo czego by nie mówić, no ona tutaj spogląda z perspektywy gracza casualowego i dla niej to nie ma znaczenia, ile się gra i jak się gra, ale no są, wiecie, tempo farmienia, ile czasu spędzasz w tej grze tygodniowo, na tej jednej postaci, tego podstawowego kontentu, nie mówię tam o progresji horyzontalnej związanej z farmieniem mobów, no to po tym pierwszym tygodniu będziesz trzaskać pewnie jakieś 23, 24, 25 godzin tygodniowo, żeby sklirować cały content, no nie? To będzie taka ilość, czy to jest mało, czy to jest dużo, no to już zależy od gracza, nie? To już zależy, kto jak na to patrzy.
Do you actually think that this is one thing I feel is an unmentioned danger to killing the game long term? If the game is fun, but all of the people you don't want to play with, it simply won't matter. If you're trying to learn a dungeon and someone mocks you rather than trying to help you, everything else about the game doesn't matter. So be the reason someone stays, not the reason they leave. Oh, and yes, bots fucking suck. Like, a lot. Finally, I'm really
Botów będzie
excited for the
miliard.
future of the game. Player housing will be amazing, but we're also getting sailing and naval combat, which I'm very pumped for.
Jestem bardzo, ale to bardzo, bardzo ciekaw tych rzeczy, o których teraz mówi właśnie o tych walkach morskich, o tym całym sailingu, jak to będzie wyglądało. Bardzo jestem ciekaw. No i to jest chyba w Ionie 2 taki element, który no trochę rozbudza wyobraźnię, ale to jak przy każdej chyba grze koreańskiej na początku, wiecie, oni dużo mówią, że będzie to, będzie tamto, co prawda tutaj tym kontentem w Korei sypią, no i to jest fakt, nie? Co chwilę coś wychodzi, co chwilę dodają jakieś dungi, jakieś rajdy, coś tego, tamtego, coś tu się dzieje. Więc można przypuszczać, że faktycznie tak będzie, ale to nie pierwsza i nie ostatnia gra, no nie? MMO, że nagle coś się zesra i koniec.
of a bartering system, kind of like how Black Desert has. I'm even excited for the Battle Royale mode. While Brawler isn't my thing, we're obviously going to be getting new classes, so I'm really excited to see what they come up with. I'd love to see a class like Lawn from Black Desert personally, but new classes, of course, are always fun. I do hope they add a real photo mode, as the game is stunning, and if you look at the Final Fantasy XIV G-Pose community, this is a massive ad for long-term health.
Pamiętam, War. Tutaj takiego nie będzie kontentu, na pewno. To jestem przekonany, że to nie będzie ta skala, ale no coś będzie trzeba robić, no. W sensie ten content po coś będzie, tylko właśnie problem polega na tym, że ja obstawiam, że to będzie kolejny content do checklisty. No nie? Że zaraz po zrobieniu 8 dungów, zaraz po zrobieniu daily dungów, po zrobieniu jednego shugo, po zrobieniu tego i tamtego, będziesz musiał odhaczyć, wiesz, z checklisty jeszcze przepłynięcie stateczkiem z punktu A do punktu B. Po prostu raz, bo będziesz mógł to zrobić tylko raz dziennie, bo nie wiem, 5 razy tygodniowo, no nie? Będziesz mógł pozyskać kinachy. Że nie będziesz mógł na przykład zostać, nie wiem, wyspecjalizować się w tym, że ja teraz w tej grze będę pływał sobie statkiem. No chyba, że to będzie, że nie wiem, jakaś kompletnie inna droga progresji, która prowadzi do czegoś, nie wiem do czego. No to jest to jest ten. A z drugiej strony, jak ktoś w sumie gra sobie casualowo i chce sobie po prostu popływać statkiem, to ja nie wiem zresztą, po co w sumie się mam rozdrabiać nad tym, jak tego jeszcze nie ma i nie znałem planów. Tak, ale w Archage'u tak czy inaczej był fajny. Był fajny content morski.
Of the game. In the short term, I'm excited for the initial launch hype to die. The online negativity and the toxic world chat we're going to get during the first month is what I'm really not looking forward to at all. The launch tourists are going to flood in just to hate on the game, but eventually the YouTube outrage algorithm will move on after a month. The creators who were never going to play long term anyway will post their Why I Quit Ion 2 videos, and then a real community can start to form. Sure,
Okay.
the player numbers will drop to a fraction of what they were, and people will inevitably cry dead game. But month 3 is what I'm actually excited for. A lot of players will give it a shot simply because it's free, and I think it's going to win people over the same way that it won me over, because it's actually a good game. Eventually, we'll get our server merges, and we'll be left playing alongside the people who actually want to make Atreya their online home. Ion 2 won't pull World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV numbers, but it doesn't need to. It can easily find its niche, delivering gorgeous Korean visual style and less solo grind than Black Desert, and way more Care Bearer PvE focused than Throne and Liberty. So that's it. My dirty thoughts on why I am playing Ion 2. It's just my casual perspective, but I
Bardzo
hope it
ciekawe
helped you
spojrzenie.
figure out if this game is the kind that fits your vibe. Until next time, stay filthy, casuals.
Widzicie? Kurczę, ta końcówka ciekawa, nie? Że z jednej strony masz graczy, którzy tylko i wyłącznie narzekają na to, że po miesiącu i tak nie będzie z kim grać i to i że wszyscy odejdą i że zostanie ułamek graczy, a ona mówi, że ona czeka właśnie na ten 3. miesiąc. Jak ci wszyscy narzekacze odejdą, zostanie społeczność, która chce sobie faktycznie grać w tę grę i że to jest właśnie ten najlepszy czas. Ciekawe. No, dla mnie najlepszym czasem jest początek MMOsów. Zawsze. Zawsze. Lubię najbardziej początki, ale jest coś w tym, co mówi. Nie? Jest coś w tym, co mówi. Patrzcie, 40 000 wyświetleń ma ten film. No,